Laser Levers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ, and wow, that was a bit of a blast from the past, right? I just felt like doing it today. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I hope you guys and gals are doing absolutely amazing, because today we're talking about possibly the biggest update, I'd say at least the last couple of years. I wouldn't go as far to say history, because we've had plenty of other big updates, but this might be leading to something huge and be answering a lot of questions that people have been asking for a long time. The first thing to address is no, we are not getting a new rarity. So yes, I was kind of wrong, but also kind of wasn't at the same point, because a big new limited time event is dropping Tits and Titans, with a bunch of new cards added in as well, but that's not the biggest stuff, and that's why this video exists. We've got binders, we've got catalog changes, some really important visual stuff, and potentially, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it might be happening, the eventual inclusion of trading in SuperCard. So if you're hyped for this, then I just need to say, hey, a thumbs up helps me, it helps you, it gets this video out to more people, and I think this is one of those things that needs to be shared. So Dave, over there, I see you're not liking the video, and Alexander, so I'm gonna say it like your mother, Alexander, you'll like the video, baba. But you, I know you're liking the video, aren't you? Yeah, well, listen, me and Bob, we like the video all the time, so I'll just wait for you guys to fix. Whoa, okay. I was gonna wait for you guys to fix that, but I didn't need to. You hit the button, it's all good. Thank you very much. Remember, it's always free. Just like hitting the subscribe button if you want to see more videos just like this with a guide for Tits and Titans, no doubt coming very, very soon. Let's start on Tits and Titans. We don't have too much info on this mode just yet. What we do know is some brief details about what the cards are going to look like, and our first sight of one of the cards, Jacob Fatu, who's on your screen right now. Now, it's worth stating this is just a to be confirmed screenshot, because a lot of people get confused about these. It's not enough power. It does not proc in 3 stats. Only one card procs in 3 stats, and it's a British Bulldog back from like Neon rarity. It's really strange why that's the only card, but hey, he was big and powerful. Maybe the extra proc came from the Bulldog itself. As we found out with Larry and Pharaoh, you never underestimate the dog. We also know, thanks to update notes, that we are getting Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and John Cena. And from the Google Play Store, it's confirmed that 2 more cards are Rey Fenix and Stone Cold Steve Austin. In the comments down below, I want to know which one you guys want to get first. Let us know in the comments down below. I'll be picking random comments for the heart. Yes, you heard the heart. It's the heart. This event seems eerily similar to Dungeons and Dropkicks or the Street Fighter event. If you remember that was an epic moment in SuperCard. 2 of the best parts of Season 10 were those amazing events. They lasted a long time, the cards were mostly free of charge and easy to get your hands on. I'm a massive fan of the potential of this. It says play interactive packs to collect tokens and earn new comic-inspired superstars. There's 12 in total. They're also dropping some tokens in the daily streak. This week's are speed tokens. Like with Dungeons and Dragons, unfortunately, Super Smash is coming back. Yay! Super Smasher is, if you don't know, Tomb Smasher, Pumpkin Smasher, Ring Smasher. Yeah, it was the really bad Triple H event. In fact, Triple H has been part of that event twice, so we just take that as any Triple H event is just gonna be bad. Hopefully they've made some changes. Either way, we'll find out soon exactly what's going on, and I'll be live on twitch.tv/SuperZOMGBBQ so you can see it for yourself when it drops. There are some other things you may or may not have noticed though. First off, and I love that it's happened, it took too long, but we finally have the undisputed championships for the men's and the women's in SuperCard, and that is a well-needed change. The Universal Championship is officially dead and buried, even if the tag belts still look like pennies, but maybe we'll get that very soon as well. You may have also noticed that variant icons look way clearer. A little bit weird in some cases, but much clearer to see which ones you're going to be looking for, which superstar is connected to which variant. But the big one that's got a lot of potential is this. Go onto the draft board and pick a couple of cards. You doesn't have to really go too far to see the biggest change, and this little icon at the very bottom. You guys know dusting has been part of the game since Season 7. One of the best parts of SuperCard. So you'll be happy to know that now you can change what you get as a reward from dusting. Download the update and you'll be able to switch with this little button at the bottom, this little kind of flip reversey thing, between getting a rarity draft pick and getting super coins. And I think super coins are about to become very important. At this time it doesn't work. We don't know how many super coins you get, but I would imagine, considering you're replacing rarity draft picks, it won't exactly be small. But I do think this is actually for something else that's coming further down the line as a result of the next thing, and this is the card binder. First, this has introduced a bunch of different options that you can select through in the card catalog. When you go to your options, you can select the different types of pros you've got in your catalog. So you can just go combinable on pros, and only the pros are going to show up. Select Fortify 1 and it's only going to show my Fortify 1 Shawn Michaels. Click Fortify 3 and it's only going to show my Becky Lynch, and I've wanted this for so long. It's been so frustrating, but that's not all. Oh no, you can now choose by limited edition, so I can just show you all my limited edition cards, which is really awesome. I still love you, Eddie. I'll never forget this limited edition card. It meant so much to me. I can show you guys all of my ranked cards, even though I don't think JC Mateo is showing there. That's a bit weird. Flip cards look like a permanent thing now, which I am so happy about, because they were such, in my opinion, a revolution for the entirety of SuperCard and could be something big going forward. It seems like this is now a permanent type of card going to be coming later on, maybe in a new rarity or an unhinged. We can also go for heroic event cards as well, and war change. We no longer call them full heroic cards. They are now officially double heroic. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what they've named it now. It's canon, bro. Interestingly though, and this brings us into the next point, we now have foil cards. Now, foil cards are something that is a bit of a throwback to older days. We are talking My NBA. Who remembers that game? If you're an old school SuperCard player, you will know exactly what My NBA was. And back in the earlier days of My NBA, which originally was an app that you used to do your face scan for the NBA 2K games, also had an app for a card collecting game, which was the early version of SuperCard. In this game, you would have not just regular cards, but you'd also have foil cards. Cards with a little bit of a shine, a little bit of glare and sparkle from the lights. And foil cards sometimes had an increase in stats. Other times they just meant a bit of an extra value to them. Something to make them a little bit more special or a little bit more sought after. And this goes potentially hand in hand with something called the card binder. Apparently a feature they've kept quiet for a long time and are, in Zach, the community manager's words, very excited for. The wording of the update says, show off your favorite cards and expand your card storage with the new card binder and showcase features. One thing a lot of people are going to be very happy about is the words increasing your card storage. The biggest complaint I think most people have in this game is that people don't have enough storage for their cards. 500 in these days just isn't enough to store all your cards. And it seems SuperCard have found a way around that by introducing the card binder to store your cards in. My guess for that is that you'd be putting cards, maybe legacy cards you want to keep, but you have no use of. You also don't want to use it as training or dust fodder, so instead you put it in the binder. We've seen how it roughly looks like. There's going to be pages upon pages. Will there be collection rewards for it? Who knows? But we're finally getting something that looks a bit more like a card game. And showcase features just seems like a way of showing off your rarest cards or specific types of cards, a little bit more personal, like the Bray Wyatt combo event cards we got back in Cataclysm tier, the old 2K card, this Brock Lesnar that's very rare. Or maybe you're one of the guys who finishes at the top of leaderboards and you want to show off that #1 Goliath Roman Reigns. I still love this card to this day. Back when things were a lot more legitimate, let's just put it that way. My guess would be, and I may be wrong, that you'd be taking them out of of your cards, putting them in the binder, and then you'd have the ability with either super coins or some kind of currency to pull those cards out at any point if you wish to. This would give you way more storage in game, and you'd be able to store things like event cards that again you have no use for. But one thing that binders insinuate are that you'd be wanting to show off your collection. Sometimes to get those collections increased or to get better versions of the cards you've got, you'd need to do trading. And it's those three things, the card binder, the foil cards, and the ability to change your dust into super coins, that could see the introduction of trading or an auction house in SuperCard is something that is probably the #1 requested thing in SuperCard's history. There's not many games that do not have the ability to trade. For example, Pokémon TCGP, one of my favorite games, but it was also another feature in my NBA 2K. And this is where all of the signs make sense, because back in my NBA 2K, you had to use RP and a small amount of credits to list and buy items off of the auction house. This is a place where you could list certain cards on the market. If I'm not wrong, it was just regular cards and certain foil cards you earned in game. Cards from packs weren't able to be used, if I'm not wrong, and put them up for fixed prices. There would be a maximum, a minimum, and then you could do a buy it now cost. This is a way of stopping hoarding of currency and maybe some kind of gaming of the system by maybe some less legitimate players or companies looking to make a quick buck off of that trading feature. And I have to say, it makes a lot of sense, as long as it's just for basic cards. For example, if you need certain cards, there's now a limit to how much you can get from forging. You've got super coins, you've got the blue crystals, but eventually those blue crystals, they do run out. And if people are just forging cards, well, Cat Daddy's not making any money off that. You gotta make some cheddar because that's how the game runs. So one way to combat that and to make sure the game is still benefiting is to allow basic cards to be traded or obtained, which would allow you to get pro cards, to get cards you need, or to get fortifies. For example, if you need cards from Boom to make the best Boom deck, if you need cards for campaign, where certain equipment will require you to have certain cards. This is all going to be possible if a trade market's bought in. By excluding special edition cards and by excluding the ability to buy them with credits and limiting it specifically to super coins, you would be eliminating some of the pay to win factors and maybe eliminating some of the gaming factors of that system. There will be ways, and that is the whole point of the auction house, to be profitable for people to use it solely as the way to get the best cards they want in game. But this could be the perfect ingredients in the cauldron to bring an auction house or bring trading into SuperCard in some way or fashion. It's not confirmed or even hinted at in any way, shape or form, but having the ability to increase your card storage, the binder ability and showcasing certain cards, and other ways to get access to super coins alongside foil cards, which were very well sought after in the old auction house, all personally lead me to think that something trading or auction house related is eventually dropping, possibly in the next season. Maybe, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, all this just leads to that. This already as a big update on its own could be leading to something even bigger. As always, sound off in the comments down below. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of different responses in the video. And if you're at this point, let me know in the comments what card would be your sole showcase. If you could pick one card, what one would you show off to people? Maybe you're more of a local talent guy, or James Ellsworth. I would love a remastered James Ellsworth. Just saying. Oh, and if you include the word binder in your message, I'll give you a heart, just to show you got to this point in the video. But you know I'm a massive card collector myself. I reached 20,000 stars. See how I did that over here, or check out the latest down here. I'll see you, well, in the future. Later. Bye.